Hello art friends, welcome back to another video here on this channel. In today's video I'm going to show you guys how to draw a realistic portrait from start to finish in simple steps. Alright, so first thing first, we are going to find our reference that we are going to use for this particular tutorial. So in this case, this image is simply going to be our reference photo. So now that we have our reference, we are going to determine how we are going to create the outlines of this reference photo. So in this case, I'm using the grid method technique to get an accurate outline. All right, so if you don't know how to use the grid method drawing technique, I have a video in the description down below. You can check that out, how to use the grid method technique. All right. So at this point, I've already started creating the outline of this particular image. But before I move on to the actual shading process, I want to mention the type of tools and materials I'm using in this particular video. So when it comes to the type of pencil that I'm using the dahjp Graphite pencil. I'm also using the general charcoal pencil kit. And the type of paper that I'm using is the chroma coat paper. So those of you who aren't familiar with the chroma coat paper, you can only draw at one side, simply because the other side has a glossy texture, which I'm sure is not ideal for pencil drawing. Also, I'm using the soft brush, soft foam and hard brush as my blending tools. So now that we have our tools and materials in place, let us start or move on to the shading process. Now, when it comes to the shading process, it all comes down to how are we going to balance our skin tones. And when it comes to skin tones, we are going to break it down into three values. So we are going to have our shadows, our midtones, and our highlights. So before we start shading, first of all, our reference image is in colored form. So to better understand or see the correct values, we are going to convert our colored reference photo into a black and white photo. In this case, it's going to be a bit simpler for us to see our shadows, our midtones, and our highlights. So now we have our reference image in black and white, which is a very good starting point. So because we are going to draw this portrait using a graphite pencil and a charcoal pencil, it is best that we understand how we are going to use these different tools on the same drawing or portrait. So first of all, I try to study my reference and know where I'm going to apply my charcoal and where I'm going to apply my graphite pencil. So starting with the eye area, I'm using the charcoal, which the eye area has a darker shade. So I'm using the charcoal pencil to create or layer darkest areas. So at this point, all that I'm doing is that I'm creating the darkest areas with the charcoal pencil, simply because I cannot use the graphite pencil on top of the charcoal pencil. So it's very important to layer down where you are going to apply the charcoal pencil and where you are going to apply the graphite pencil. And working with charcoal pencil can be very messy, so you need to be a bit patient when you are working with charcoal pencil because of the nature that they usually comes in. So at this point, I'm using my brush to blend the charcoal and to create some kind of midtones around the eye areas. So I'm going to move on to the graphite pencil using an HB or a 2B. I'm going to create or shade midtones. So you need to consider putting a very subtle pressure so that you can build up tones and layers bit by bit. You don't want to kind of rush and create a darker area. Even if the area requires a darker tone, you need to build from a lighter tone into a darker area. With this step, it gives you the ability to create the tones naturally. One challenge that most beginners face is that they find it difficult to get a smooth shading. So to solve this, all you need to do is that while shading, you need to make sure that your pencil strokes are close to each other. So in this case, I'm using two different techniques to achieve a smooth shading. So I'm using the hatching technique and the circularism technique. So those of you who know about these two techniques, that is what I'll be using mostly in this particular video. So at this point, I'm making sure that I'm putting a very light pressure and also trying to keep the pencil strokes close to each other. So to be able to achieve a smooth shading, you have to consider the pressure and also how close the pencil strokes are to each other. So after doing this, I'm going to use my soft brush to blend to achieve a smooth shading. Also, aside the brush, I'm going to use a tissue to push the shading to become even much more smoother. So this is going to be the whole process. This is going to be kind of a repetition throughout the video. So you're going to see me do a lot more of shading with a lighter grade of pencil, something like a 2B or even an HB would be better. Then I'll gradually blend with my soft brush and my tissue. Then as I move along, I'll continue to build up layers and tones by changing or increasing my pencil grade from a 2B to a 4B to a 5B to a 6B. So with this idea or with this approach, it's going to give you a very natural feel and look of your portrait. Okay, so let me quickly talk about the types of erasers I'm using in this tutorial or portrait drawing. So earlier I mentioned the tools and materials, but I didn't talk about the type of erasers. So I'm using the electric eraser, which is very good for creating highlights. I'm also using the Tombow Mono Zero eraser, which is a very popular eraser, and I'm also using the kneadable eraser, which is very good for creating skin textures and also removing unwanted pencil strokes or marks. So these are basically the types of erasers that I'm using. One thing that I don't want to think about in the initial stages when shading a realistic portrait is the skin details. Most beginners tend to think that creating all the details on the portrait is going to give a life to their work, but that's not the case. To make sure that your portrait drawing look realistic, it all comes down to how you can achieve the correct values, right? How you can create your shadows, your midtones and highlights correctly. So in shading portrait drawing, in the initial stages, spend more time creating the correct values, right? How you can blend your shadows into your midtones, then into your highlights, right? These are the main thing, or this is what's the most important thing when it comes to realistic portrait drawing. I'm not saying that details are not good. Details are very good, but in the initial stages, most beginners find it difficult to get the correct value. So spend more time, practice more on how you can achieve the correct values when it comes to portrait drawing, because that is the key thing that holds or breathes life into your drawing. So at this point, it is just a matter of a repetition of the same process that I mentioned earlier on, trying to keep the pencil stroke closer to each other and also using a lighter pressure when shading. So it's the same thing. So you just have to continue to build up layers until you are satisfied. So it's the same idea throughout the entire process or throughout the entire video. All right. So now moving on to the hair part. Since the hair is very dark, we are going to use the charcoal pencil to shade the hair. but we need to consider the direction of the hair strands. So at this point, I'm shading the hair in the direction of the hair strands. Then I'm going to use the hard edge brush to blend the charcoal to form a uniform darker hair. Then I'll later use the Tombow Mono Zero eraser to create highlight, which is going to give life to the hair. So this is basically the approach or the method that I'm going to use to create this type of hair. Another quick tip I want to mention is that it is also advisable to pause at certain time and move away from the work and view the work from a distance and compare it to the reference photo. This is going to give you a different perspective of how you can balance the correct values. Sometimes we are always close to the drawing, and sometimes we may be deceived thinking that we are getting or creating the correct values. So you need to also consider moving away from the work and viewing the overall work from a distance, which is going to give you a better understanding of how to create the correct values. Now, after adding the hair, I think there is the need for me to go back to the skin tones and add more shadows. This is simply because after adding the hair, I've realized that I still need to push the shadows a bit further. Now, with the help of the Tombow Mono Zero eraser, I'm going to add some highlight onto the hair, which is going to make the hair look more realistic and natural. But you don't want to overdo this process because it may make your work look unnatural and unrealistic. So now at this point, I'm adding some very subtle highlights to the hair part. I think at this point our portrait is already looking good. So if you've been watching this video to the very end, thank you very much. And if you enjoy watching this one, kindly hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys, and I'll see you hopefully in the next one. Peace.